Hello there, thank you for joining me. So today we are going to have a rundown through Odoo accounting software. So it's just like any other software, just like QuickBooks, Sage, but this offers a lot more functionality as it includes other modules, not just the accounting module, but also human resource, also customer relations, manufacturing, and so forth. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to focus on its accounting functionality, payroll, and sales. This is what is mainly required in Zimbabwe, in which we as Gilks financial systems are incorporated in. My name is Odoo, and I'll be taking you through this demonstration. So firstly, I would want to show you, this is the login page. So this is a web-based application, meaning that you use a browser to access it. So any browser, this is Microsoft Edge, Opera, Chrome, any browser will do, as long as it's updated. And then any device will do, including a phone or a tablet. So before you enter the system, you have to select your database. So here you have to be able to know which database you're using, and there you can choose to manage a database. This is where you can back up the database, you can duplicate it, and you can also delete it. So it is very useful in terms of data retrieval and the backup. This is where it happens. So we are going to use this demo, Odoo Demo. This is my server name, and I'm going to log in with my details. And then my password. And then now that you are in, so you can see the user interface. It is very lively looking, and it is very simple. This is the Discuss application. So it is also another add-on that comes along with Odoo, where you can communicate with your team who are using the system. So you can send messages there. You can also attach documents. You can also send pictures within the system, and it's very secure, since all the data will be kept only within the system. So it's also a very good way to collaborate. You can send a message under this general channel, hello, and then everyone using the system will receive a notification here, hello, general, and then they can respond. That is everyone. And then you can also send a direct message to a certain individual or a group who are using the system. So this is not WhatsApp, or this is more like a WhatsApp inside the system. So you can only communicate with the people who are inside the system. So it just creates more like a professional way to speak about things a bit more casually. And then we can browse through the applications offered here. So we can go straight to accounting here. So this is our accounting home page. So this is our dashboard, which shows a summary of our profit or loss, our income, our expenses, and reconciled items, our expenses. It also showed some age reports and also some top customers. Here you can also filter them by month, by show them the one for last month and for this month and this year, this month. So these are very good reports. So you cannot enter anything here, these are just reports. And then you go on to overview. There is where you can start operating. Okay, so this is the interface and the logged in name here. So as you can see, it is very user friendly. Under employees, you can also manage your employees here. This is the employee, another employee there, and you can open an employee, and you can see a lot of details there, the contracts, the addresses, and everything, details about the employees. And then you go here, payroll. So as you can see, it follows the same pattern throughout the application with the payroll, accounting. So let us now go on to the functionality, and let's see how it will operate as an accounting software. So we have to go start, set on accounting here, and you go on overview. So you can create your invoice. You just click this button here, and then invoice, then new, under new, then invoice. Okay, and then you enter your invoice. Let's say I'm selling my accounting services to OK Zimbabwe. So I have to create the customer here, OK Zimbabwe. But with Odoo, you can create right on the invoice. You don't have to go on another page, but you just go here, OK Zimbabwe, and then it automatically gives you the option create and edit. And then here you've already created your customer. So you can add more information if you want. Then this is the address, let's say 123. I'm just going to put random details. Peter House, let's say it's in Harare. Let's not put much, let's just say it's in Harare, Zimbabwe. You can add more details if you want. So we're not going to add much details because we want to quickly make our invoice. So I just want to put that there. So yes, they want our accounting services. Okay. So what do? We choose, we select invoicing date, we are invoicing it to this day, and the payment terms, is it in US dollars? You can also change currency, either US dollars, also some dollars or euro, or you can add more currencies. So let's just try to use US dollars since it's what we are using in Zimbabwe. And we add a line. Products accounting. So also in adding you can add a product while you are creating the invoice. So this is also very useful if you want to quickly do this. And then accounting services, please, quantity 1. Let's say which cost we're going to charge them $200 for this, and you are going to be withheld tax. If it's going to be applied, then you can add it on top so that you don't lose your money, or if there is no tax application, you just remove it here, and then you save your invoice, and then you can review it, and then you can even print it here. So it's preparing and it's printing. So it has created a PDF file which you can open here. You see, this is your invoice. Accounting to OK Zimbabwe. in quick step you've already created your invoice, and then you can post it because we saved it, we haven't posted it. So we posted it, and now we already have our invoice. So we can go then to our dashboard, and we can see a lot of changes happening there. But let's go on overview here, and then we see we have now 2 unpaid invoices. So one for this one was already there, and this one the one we've made. And then when you go on reporting, and then we try to extract our trial balance. Where is it? Here. Let's not put this. Oh, and then we print it here. And then we open it. We'll see our transaction. It is included inside product sales and account receivable. So we have to, let's try to put it outside. There's no, it won't show the individual account of OK Zimbabwe. OK Zimbabwe is now in account receivable, because so it has now created it is a debit balance of 700. It is a balance where is this of $200, plus there was a 17 inside, so it's very hard to see now, but it's fine. Let's process the payment, and then we'll see how it also affects the trial balance. So what we'll do, we'll go on overview here, and then let's say we receive money. Let's say our cash here, and go here, and then we customer payments. So my customer has made a payment here, so we have to create our payment, and then we just receive money. We realize that this money is from OK Zimbabwe. They've paid us maybe not the full amount, but just 150. And if there are any references, maybe say voucher 1, and then you are receiving money, and then you confirm it's cash. So you can also select the journal in which you are making the payment. So we have received money from this, and then you save. So what it will tell you is that you have made your payment, and you have made an invoice, and you've also made your payment. So in accounts, after the end of the month, then what you have to do is to make this cash reconciliation. Yes. So you have to reconcile this amount with your cash book, right? So you go on accounting, then go reconciliation. So all the functions that you see there, they are also available here. Under customers, you see you can also create invoices, credit notes. Under vendors, those are the same options you were seeing here on overview. So you want to match this is at the end of the month, so that we match the amount, the paid amount, with the invoice. So we see that this is the amount, and this is what we are going to match it with. We only have one payment, so we match that payment, and we have this balance of unpaid amount. So it means that at the the customer invoices will still have this pending amount that still needs to be patched, but it has nothing to be matched with because it is ain't been met. So we then reconcile, and then our case Zimbabwe account is fine. And then we can also go back to our offer view, and then you see the amount. We have 2 unpaid invoices, but then here the total amount due is 50. Then also on the reports here, go to our trial balance, and then print it. Open. Yes, you see the amount receivable has gone down. It is now 125. We have added another 150 here. If you still remember, it was not this. But our sales are still the same because only the cash movement changed, and then the cash has gone up. So you can see how easy it is to make transactions with Odoo. Very, very simple. So it does the same with the vendors here. That is, when you want to pay your suppliers, then you have to make their bills and go on through the purchasing cycle, and until it creates reports. So at the end of the month, you still need to create your profit and loss account, your balance sheet, and your cash flow statement. So you just go here, profit and loss, in real time, and you can select the date. Let's say up until today, from yesterday, because we only made one entry then, and then we say more entries, and then we print our profit and loss. So this is online, so you can imagine you can do it anywhere. Then you open, and then you see. So this is how it will be presented. You can see here. Okay, so you can see our income. This is 200. Our expense, our income, so this is the only income we received. Our expense, we have 261. We are going to talk about this 261 because we haven't touched on it yet. This is payroll, and then our profit and loss, it becomes 61. So this is just a format that it's presenting, but you can also adjust it to fit you so that you can understand it better. So without wasting much time, let's go. They can also open the balance sheet. Let's just print the whole balance sheet to start from the beginning to the end. We don't put any date. So with the balance sheet, so as you can see, this is the balance sheet. It starts with our liabilities. So we have our tax, we have our profit and loss, and our assets right there. So this is a format. You can also choose it to in a format that you would prefer and more familiar with. So we'll talk about that too. So let's go and talk about the payroll, because there's an expense there. That is because of the entries made into the payroll. So what happens? Odoo here automatically calculates your salaries. So I had created a payslip for Audrison Segende, and you can go here and see him there, and then you just add the details on his contracts. and then it can automatically calculate his payroll. So you go see his working days. So here you can edit and then add the working days, and then you can add any benefits it might have, amount to the contract, and then it will compute it accordingly. So I had already entered the items affecting outsourcing and the salary. So we have his basic allowance, which is $300. We have his travel allowance, which is $60. We have the rent allowance. We have the payee. We have the NASA. So these are calculated by the systems and the net salary. So this is all calculated here. So it is automatically posts to the salary journals. So this is a very good tool, and you won't get too worried in terms of your returns and also in terms of your payroll, because it also has the payroll features. As long as it is configured, then all your pay salaries will just appear, and then it will also print your pay slip here. Just click here. Okay, this is not to print, so that here you can simply edit anything you want. So here, okay, you print your payslip here. So usually the print button is always here, and then there are a lot of configurations you can make in terms of payroll, but also that will depend with the complexity of your organization. So what we are going to talk about next, now that we have seen how it works, and we are going to talk about its access control and its security features. So this is a user. So Odoo is a very flexible system. So what I've done, this algorithm was using the system on its own, but you usually want to work with others, so you have to limit your privileges. So you can log out, and let's log in with an administrator account, and then we can see how we can manage our account. So let's go on to the my administrator account. Okay, that is the password. Let's start again. It's the wrong password. Let's see. Okay, so it has gone in. So this is the administrator's account. So here you can now manage your users here. So let's talk about access control. So you go on to settings. You didn't see the settings didn't appear because the Aldrison was a user, but this one is an administrator. So you go on in users here. So you can create as many users as you want. I have 2 users, so you just create here a user, and then you go on. So we want to focus on access control. Let's see what you can do to a user. So let's just, this is where you create a user. Let's just see very important feature. Here you enter your name. Let's see what your name is. Robert. Your email address is Robert at abidynamics.co.zw. this is common API dynamics. And then we can choose the application you want to use. If you are going to be able to be invoicing, you put there, but if you are not someone of no accounting usage, you just leave it blank, so you won't be able to invoice anything. Sales, if you want to be anything you do with sales. If you don't, you just put it there. If you making an experience, or you're an approver or a team approver, so it is very easy to set up your to delegate, to set up your access management using this page, because the choices are very few and they are very simple. So like in terms of an expenses, are you an all approver, or are you just an approver, or you don't approve anything? So it is just that simple. And then on payroll, are you a manager, are you an officer? So it just means that a manager is more privileged than the officer, so it chooses the best practices. However, in many businesses, people want to be able to choose their own, not to be given few options. So let's see how flexible it is to manage access. In terms of, you might not want someone to create a customer, you might not want someone to approve, you might not want. So what do you do in such situations? Okay, so let's save our new user here, and then what do? We have to change the settings so that we become a developer. Let's add here. And once we're a developer, then we have more options. And then you see there are more options here, so then we add it. So here what you do, so it works like this. You can either create a group of people. For example, you can go here and create a group of clerks, and when you create a group of clerks, and you can add certain rights to that group. So you can see this is a group, but then you can set individual access rights here. What can that person read, what can that person write, what can that person create? So you can create groups, or you can just set access rights individually. When you select here, you have to click it. So here you see it is very flexible, so you can see if this person will be able to, in terms of calendar. Let's look at something that we actually talked about. Let's focus on our accounting. So you can see the application affected here on this column. So this is to do with HR. Can this one, let's find the one in accounts, so that we can easily see what we're talking about. Okay, so but there's this one in HR, which also we use an expense. So we can say this user can an actual expense, can read an expense, can write an expense, can create access or delete. So you can choose whether this one only, I haven't selected edit, so it won't change anything. So you can choose what this person can read, whether he can read it, he can write it, he can create access or delete access, or a combination of the few privileges. So this is just the first page, so you can go all the way to the next page, and you can see these are many. So if you want to be really critical, or to really drill down on the access someone has, you can go on here and you can tick the boxes that the privileges that you want to give someone. Okay, so you can go here. this is the last one. So you can see if you want this person to to have access to any of this. So you can see other access areas are not available, like accounting, because we removed it at the beginning. So this is how this works. So because of the time, we are not going to talk about every detail here, but we are just going to show you how Odoo can really help you manage your user access. And then in so it is very useful. So in terms of reports, we can go here, here. You can go in accounting. You can see it has reports here. It is you can create the profit and loss, the balance sheet, the cash flow. You can also create the bank cash book and all these reports. So these are general reports that are there. But not only that, it also has some custom reports that it has. Because in terms of let's talk about customers, you can have these very good dynamic reports. Apart from even this dashboard, we can go here and then invoice analysis. You can analyze your reports. Okay, so you can choose it, numbers here. This is a very useful report, especially when you get used to it. You can show here. So this is the total amount. So I've selected the bank here and the amount. So this is the amount received in the bank. You see, and you can select partner here. You can see this is the amount contributed to the partner, okay, Prince Edward, in that bank. If there were any other payments, it would have gone in any other bank. Then so you can drill down to a lot of features, and you can choose measures here. We can choose then amount, and then amount due. So if you want to see amount due, the due amount, you see it's there now. We've added the text amount, average, and the amount due. So there are a lot of features that you can do with this report. This is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's a very useful tool. So this is what I can say now, and then more, if you are interested, you can contact me at outsourcen@gux.co.zw, or you can call me at 0778211625, or WhatsApp me there. I'll also send the details on the information that follows this video. So thank you, and we hope you loved our product and you would want to use it for your organization, whether small, whether a sole trader, whether you have a very small team, or whether you have a very big company. It can adjust to fit any need. So thank you. Goodbye.